Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today we're going to be talking about Greek tragedy, Greek myth, and what we can learn from it. Okay, so this is a very interesting topic, and it's very close to my heart because I was raised on these Greek stories. I'm a third generation Greek. So my dad and grandpa would tell me these amazing myths of heroes and heroines. We're not going to get into any specific myths today. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to touch on specific elements that appear in every myth and every tragedy, and what we can learn from them and integrate to our lives. So, in every Greek myth, there are 5 elements. 2 elements that come from without the main character, that are external to him or to her, and 3 elements which they can control. Before we even get into them, the whole point of me talking about this is that we have to reassess the influence that we have in our own journeys, in our own tragedies, in our own myths of hero and heroine. We have to understand which elements we can control and which elements we really can't. So, without further ado, let's do it. The 2 elements that the hero or heroine cannot control are fate and destiny. And yes, these are different terms. In fact, the Greeks had 2 separate words for each. Fate was called moira, and destiny was called proirosmos. Now, what's the difference? Destiny is the circumstances, the time, and the benefits or detriments in which the hero or heroine is born. Okay, they're the things that she can't control, he can't control, he is born into it. Fate, moira, on the other hand, is that force within the hero, his soul, that wants to express himself or express itself through him or through her. So you have the hero here in the middle, you have destiny that comes from the outside towards the hero, and you have fate that comes from the inside towards the hero, looking to express itself through the hero. Okay, so fate could be akin to saying the natural propensities of the hero. You know, what he or she was put on this earth for, if we're gonna get a little bit metaphorical and flingy. And those are the 2 forces that one can control. Now, the 3 elements that depend on the hero or heroine in the story are the following. Hubris. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it right, so I apologize if I made a mistake. Character, and the lens through which he or she views reality. So, hubris is akin to inflation in psychological terms. What does this mean? Well, hubris occurs when the ego, or the conscious experience of the hero or heroine, arrogates to itself more control than it actually has over the way that the journey develops. So, what do we have to do about hubris? We need to keep it in check. We need to understand that yes, there are several things that are in our power of influence, but there are several things that are not. Those things are, the circumstances in which we were born in, the circumstances how we were born. And the second element is that which wants to express itself through us. And we also have no choice in this matter. If someone, and again, this is a little bit metaphysical and kind of flingy, but if someone is born to be a leader, right, and that's his natural inclination, what wants to come out of him or her, and does something in a different kind of role, then he won't feel okay, because there's something that wants expression and that is not getting it. So, hubris is covered. Next goes character. Character is the ability of the hero or heroine to suffer with dignity. What does this mean exactly? It means having resilience, having strength, having patience, having curiosity even towards the challenges that life will inevitably present to you. You know, there's this famous quote that I love from a documentary that I watched, and it goes, there are three inevitabilities in life, and that's suffering, hard work, and little pockets of joy. Character relates to how we react to that suffering, how we react to that hard work. And it's something that we all can control. So for character, my advice would be develop it. And the last thing is the lens through which we view reality. Before I attempt to explain this, let me drop a quote by Schopenhauer. I'm not trying to flex here, just it's easier to understand it this way. He said, if the glasses through which you're seeing reality are blue, then the reality that you're going to see is blue. So, what does this mean? It means that often we don't question ourselves enough. You know, we think that we know the truth, we know the correct path to take, the right decision to a certain problem, but our view is flawed, and one has to humbly accept that. So, for the lens through which we view reality, my advice would be question yourself, always. Always try to figure out why you're doing something. It's not about having the right answers as it is about asking the right questions constantly, you know? An answer of today can become a prison for tomorrow, you know, or a use disorder for tomorrow. It's about asking the right questions consistently and constantly. Anyways, these are the elements of Greek tragedy. I hope that y'all learned something from it. And like always, I love to recommend a book at the end of these videos. And today I'm going to be recommending Joe Dispenza's Evolve Your Brain. It is fantastic. Alright, have a good one.